Hello, dear students. So now from today we are going to start the fifth chapter of class 7 science, that is acids, bases and salts. Okay. Now let me ask you. Okay. I have given some substances to you. Let's say we have the lemon juice, we have the orange juice, we have the vinegar, we have common salt, and we have the baking soda. Okay. Now if you taste all these substances, you would feel different. Okay. Let's say if you taste this lemon juice, so it tastes sour, isn't it? It tastes sour. Similarly, if you taste this orange juice, it is again going to taste sour. Okay. Let's say if you taste this vinegar, again it is going to taste sour. Okay. If you taste common salt, it is going to be tasted as bitter. It is bitter in taste. Similarly, if you taste this baking soda, it is again bitter in taste, like soapy kind of things are there. Okay. Means when you touch it, you would feel soapy. Let's say you have soap by which you are just washing the clothes. Okay. Now if you just touch it, you will feel some soapy, isn't it? And if you just taste it, you would feel bitter. But do not taste it, remember. Do not taste it, and trust me, do not taste it. Okay. Trust me trust me it is bitter in taste. Okay. But do not try to taste it. Okay. So why these some of the substances are sour in taste, and why of these some substances are bitter in taste? Now if you see, the substances which are sour in taste have an acidic content, means have some acid. They have some acid, that is why their taste is sour. Similarly, orange juice, this also contains some acid, that taste sour because the taste of the acid is sour. So lemon juice contains acid, that is why its taste is what? Its taste is sour. Similarly, orange juice also tastes sour because it contains acid. Similarly, if you see vinegar, vinegar is also acid. Vinegar is also contains some amount of acid, that is why it also tastes sour. Okay. Similarly, if you see common salt, it contains base, that is why it tastes bitter. So the substances that contains base taste bitter, and the substances that have some acid, that contain acid, taste sour, isn't it? So that you have to remember. And is anything where means suppose you just taste anything, if it tastes somewhat sour, so you would say that yes, it contains acid. And if it tastes bitter, you would say that yes, it contains base. Okay. So the substances that taste sour have acid in them, and the substances that taste bitter, if you just taste them, that taste bitter, that contain base. Okay. Similarly, baking soda, this also contain base. Similarly, you have soap also tastes bitter, so this also contain base, isn't it? Are you getting? Now you might be getting what is acid and what is base. So acid means that taste sour, base means that taste bitter. Okay. And if you touch the bases, you would feel some soapy, isn't it? So that is the difference. Okay. That is the difference between acids and bases. Okay. Means the substances that taste sour contain some acid. Let's say you eat this pomegranate. Okay. So I think if you just taste it, it would again just if you try to taste it, you means it is something sour, isn't it? Why it is this? Because it contains acid. There is an acid there. Okay. If you just taste unripened mango, okay, again it would taste sour, isn't it? Why? Because there is also some acid. Similarly, if you taste curd, what? If you taste curd, so curd also tastes sour, isn't it? So in curd also there is some acid. There is some acid in curd, that is why it tastes sour, isn't it? So these I have given a table for you, just note it down. Means the substances that contain acid and the substances that contain base. Okay, just note it down. So here I have written about acids and base. Okay, the word acid comes from the Latin word acere, okay, which means sour. Okay, so hence the substances that contain acid taste sour. If you just taste them, so it would taste sour. Okay, and the chemical nature of such substances is acidic. Okay, like we have the lemon juice, orange juice. So these all are taste sour, isn't it? So that is why because they contain acid. Because they contain acid. That is why these are the acidic substances. Okay, we would call them as acidic substances. Okay, orange juice, lemon juice, vinegar, etc., curd. So all these are the acidic substances. Why? Because they have some acid in they contain some acid. Okay, similarly, if you talk about the base, so the substances that taste bitter, if you just taste them, they taste bitter, and if you just touch them, it would feel soapy kind of things. Okay, when you just touch the soap there, means you just feel kind of soapy, isn't it? So that is why we would call them as the base, because they contain base, and the chemical nature of such substances is basic. Okay, like we have soap, baking soda, all these things contain base, isn't it? So note it down. Then after, we will be talking about some examples of acids and bases. Okay, what are the acids that are present in lemon juice? Means, as I have told you, lemon juice contains some acid, that is why it tastes sour. So which acid is there in lemon juice? As I have told you, curd taste sour. Why is it sour? Because it contains some acid. So which acid is there in curd? That also you should know. So let me write those all here. Okay, just note it down before that. And here I have written the name of some acids here. Okay, and here I have written also where do we find these all acids. Okay, let's say the first one is acetic acid. So it is found in vinegar. Okay, vinegar we are also using for making these noodles. Okay, there we are using the vinegar. Okay, so there in vinegar you have the acetic acid. Okay, now if you see in ants bite, whenever some ant bites you, isn't it? So there you just feel some means kinds of burning kind of things you feed them, because when the ant bites, so it just secretes some acid from its bite. Okay, so that acid is formic acid. Okay, so in ants sting you have the formic acid. Similarly, in the citrus fruits like orange juice, lemon juice, all these are the citrus fruits. So there you would have citric acid. Which acid is there? Citric acid there. Similarly, in curd you have the lactic acid. Then in spinach you have the oxalic acid. Then in amla, there you have the ascorbic acid also known as vitamin C. Okay, so in amla you have the ascorbic acid. Okay, similarly in tamarind, grapes, unripened mangoes, so there you have an acid, and the name of the acid is tartaric acid. Which one acid is there? Tartaric acid there. Okay, let's move ahead. Now we would just write the name of some base. Okay, so here I have written the name of some bases and where they are found, that also I have written. Let's say the first one base is the calcium hydroxide. So that is found in the lime water. Okay, lime water we are using there at home also. Okay, so there we have the calcium hydroxide. If you see in the window cleaner by which we are cleaning the window, etc., so there we have the ammonium hydroxide, the base is there. Okay, similarly soap, there is a base there in soap, that is known as the sodium hydroxide. Similarly, in milk of magnesia we are using as an antacids. Okay, like suppose if you are suffering from the indigestion kind of problem or some acidity there in your body, so there you are taking some medicine like the milk of magnesia. So there you have magnesium hydroxide, so which is a base. So this base is present in the milk of magnesia. So these are the name of some bases, and where they are found, that also we have written there. Okay, just note these all down. That is all for today. Would be discussing some more about this topic, or some more topics we would discuss in the upcoming lectures. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.